Hello guys, today we'll be going over the terrifying power of Kirby. So I remember that, back in the day, the battle between Majin Buu versus Kirby was a very terrifying result. Actually, the battle between Majin, it was actually originally supposed to be Kirby versus Ditto, but then they found out that Kirby was actually much stronger than they thought. Kirby, they actually saw that Kirby was actually much more stronger than Ditto. So they use Majin Buu because both characters are actually very, very similar, more similar than you think. The pink creatures that want to eat everything, basically. Kirby eats everything, and Buu turns everything to chocolate and eats it. Of course, this matchup makes a lot of sense, but I think even back then, Kirby, even without using anime feeds, I know they used anime feeds, but again, the Kirby anime is not really canon to the games. But even okay, so when was Kirby vs. Majin Buu came out in like 2014 because of course he had stuff from Kirby and Kirby Triple Deluxe, which had the hyper fruit. But there was actually a game that released before Kirby, called Kirby Return to Dreamland. Of course you have Kirby, Triple Deluxe release, but even before Kirby, that game release, Kirby, Triple Deluxe, there was Kirby Return to Dreamland. Okay, people they didn't mention that game at all, which was pretty funny. Okay, yeah, but Kirby is an alien of unknown species. But let's go over the whole thing with Kirby V's power. So basically, in that game, the feats from that game, basically Magawar took the power crown, basically the master crown, I think it's called, whatever it's called, took the crown and basically went to his own pocket dimension. Okay, Kirby was able to beat Magawar. Okay, this is a being that basically created his own dimensions, his own worlds with the Master Crown. Okay, as well. Physically, with most abilities, can withstand black hole attacks from post Epilogue Magawar, so can fellow comparable characters all of them with matching lifting strength and grabbing crushing moves as well. And also was able to beat Magawar with the crown, which was able to, and destroyed, which basically the Master Crown, okay, was able to create entire, you had that entire dimension that's be destroyed after Kirby beat Magawar. And once we get into other games, you have Kirby beating Mox. Mox, could really create black holes using his powers, and Kirby was able to beat Mox even with that. Okay, Kirby beat Mox, which would put him around multi-stellar. Okay, even at the very least, Kirby will be multi-stellar. Like, these people have there was this guy that was like downplaying Kirby, put him as oh, Kirby can die by a waddle dee. That's a game mechanic, okay? That's a game mechanic, okay? Same thing, can be said about Arceus. Arceus can die to a freaking Magikarp or freaking Caterpie. Okay, in freaking Pokemon. I know it's fainting in the Pokemon games, but it's a game mechanic, okay? But here are some of the feats Kirby has. So you have the, asteroid feat and the Kirby, one of the Kirby games where Kirby was able to launch the asteroid thousands of meters thousands of miles, okay, not meters, miles into the sky with a baseball bat, okay? No, this is a feat that, it's one of Kirby's best feats, but Kirby was able to effortlessly, with no effort at all, okay, was effortlessly able to collide a meteor into as well, yeah, and yeah, basically, let's talk about Kirby's speed. So he kept up with characters like Meta Knight, Nightmare, Dark Void, Dark Nebula, Zambahar Pieces, Void Termina. Okay, these are Meta Knight's a very strong character, but Nightmare is basically a Eldritch God, a demon. Dark Mind is Dark Nebula, these are very, very, very strong characters. Like Dark Nebula is like a demon, basically, and Kirby was able to just destroy all of them very easily. And once again, you have Void Termina. Okay, let's talk about Void, this is, of course, pre-around style allies. So, you thought Majin Buu was cooked in that battle? Well, the battle with Void Termina, okay? Void Termina threatened the entire Kirby multiverse. And Kirby, with the help of 3 other characters, okay, was able to defeat Void Termina. Okay, Kirby was able to defeat a being that could wipe out multiple universes if it wanted, just by existing. Its full existence was going to wipe out multiple universes, has many times piloted warp cells and simple vehicles that can fight interstellar distances in short amounts. Basically means the warp style can, travel at the speed of light. Which again, not to, which School Attack got right about that one. That the warp style can really go at the faster than the speed of light. Okay, presumably launched marks from a moon to Nova, who was about interstellar distances, repeatedly outran waves, consuming interstellar parts of another dimension. Was a moving fast enough to get past Dallas and Nebula in the background. As those keeping up War Style Cutter and Randia can redirect a world-destroying media. Yeah, that's the the media feed from the Kirby game, the mini game. Okay, and let's not forget that Kirby also destroyed Style Dream, which was the same thing that Mox used to rest for infinite power. Okay, Kirby destroyed Style Dream, which was again another one of those warps, one of those things that was one of those risk granting things. Kirby was able to just destroy it easily. Okay, like Kirby is able to destroy all of these extremely powerful things. Okay, and those people, now I think it's common now that Kirby is a very powerful being. Okay, Void Termina, can take forward from Void Termina in all of his forms. The Stout Allies pocket as a cover bodies of its drivers. Also forget the fact that Kirby also beat Factor Alphas, which literally created a wormhole from Pop Style to the Forgotten Land, and was going to collide both worlds together. Okay, not as big as the feat from Void Termina, but also beat Factor Alphas as well. Beat Style Dream, which was basically going to, mechanize the entire universe, as well. And also is a risk-granting thing too, the same risk granting thing that Mox used to gain infinite power. Okay, and you start to realize how strong Kirby as a character is. You start to realize that Kirby isn't a weakling. Okay, Kirby isn't a weak character. Okay, of course Kirby still would lose to a character like SCP-682. I think that was probably one of my worst takes I've ever had. I think I was ranking Kirby too much on that video. Okay, as well, but Kirby has Toon Force, which again is pretty powerful. Characters like SpongeBob, Mickey, Bugs Bunny are really prime examples of Toon Force. Mario, Luigi, and even Bowser can use Toon Force in some sense as well. Kirby has longevity, automatic transition, senses what Waluigi says, 4-4 around us can, stretch its body, quickly recover by being crushed flat. Sonoke that twists his body multiple times, can turn into a limbless ball and decrease his size by contracting his mind. Kirby can also regenerate off half his body and have it reset, and would have it explode and immediately recover. Kirby can be easily recovered from being impaled by allies, other beetle Kirbys, and flamblazers by Barbecue Party. Kirby has, and of course Kirby can interact with souls, and particularly intangible clouds and holograms. Kirby also is pretty good in the aerobatics department as well. Also, every single thing Kirby copies, he immediately becomes a master at it. Now, he doesn't have to learn any of his abilities. Kirby immediately becomes, for example, if Kirby swallows a swordsman, he becomes a master swordsman. Okay? Kirby can copy abilities and copy things. Of course, Kirby can only be hit too many times before he loses his copy ability. It's not like SCP-682 where he does it and it just becomes a part of his ability. No, Kirby can copy abilities and immediately becomes a master at said ability. Okay, Kirby can become a master at any abilities. Also, Kirby can fly and hover to navigate out in space. He can really puff up his body like a balloon as well. You know, transmutation can split times, being times split targets into science styles. Being swallowed in his stomach dimension instantly turns into items, and that's basically Kirby. The one for the DS Squeak Squad. Basically, he can, store abilities and items in his, pocket dimension. Yeah, his entire the stomach is its own pocket dimension, which is confirmed by the games and the Kirby anime. Okay, which is confirmed by, Kirby's Squeak Squad, that his whole stomach is its own separate pocket dimension. In the game, in the anime, it's like that too. I know the anime is not canon to the game, but Kirby has displayed so many much more powerful feats in the actual game itself that it's just negligible if we use anime or game Kirby. Okay, they're basically the same character. Okay, Kirby would probably display the same feats either way. Okay, deconstruction allows anything into his stomach is quickly digested. Also, that means Boo will be digested immediately. So Boo wouldn't even survive. I watched the whole Death Battle. Boo wouldn't survive being eaten by Kirby. Okay, Boo would be, as well. The swallow targets that will quickly turn the items or tire styles will quickly get destroyed. So he can keep the form of the things he wants, like treasures, and can send Bull to drop entire rolls or blocks or whatever directions he's facing, as well. Can manipulate entities such as star power as well, and can swallow frozen objects of life, trapping him in his stomach, a bottomless pocket reality that digests anything in it. While it's Kirby's copy abilities, yeah, we all know this is in every Kirby game, can move around, yeah, that's in Kirby, Kirby Squeak Squad, using copy abilities to have cosmic slight transformation, usually have different hats of each one. Kirby can also manipulate stuff in his pocket dimension as well. Kirby can, of course, inflate himself like a balloon. He can duplicate himself, mostly does the dance. Power absorption can steal target's powers for his use as contract as well. Create sensor blocks or warp style in similar vehicles. And of course, can travel for dimensions via warp style teleportation. He can teleport. He can, he can really turn, foes into Cyrus Evers, which Kirby has turned literally evil beings into friends like Mox, Magawar, and many more. Okay, as well, fusionism can fuse with enemies of copy abilities of other enemies, can make helpers appear from copy abilities, can summon Gooey, Warp Style, has Appeal Heart. Also Kirby is also a part of Void. Basically, if you do not know, in the Kirby universe, there's this, being called Void. And basically, Kirby is a part of this said being as well. Also, it's even stated by the games itself that Kirby has infinite power. Okay? So, Kirby is a character that is literally like a god. Kirby has infinite power, has defeated literal gods like Void Terminator, also Necrodius. Okay? And Necrodius literally split Kirby into 10. Because he thought that, hey, if there's 10 Kirbys, okay, Kirby could not beat me if there's 10 of them, okay? But all the Kirbys worked together, and they all had equal power, and still, Necrodius lost, okay? Kirby can manipulate all sorts of things, including ice, gravity, fire, and water, and all these things as well. As before, went on fire evenly against Magawar EX, and his next form, Magawar, so in the 4 battle went beyond its limits. And opposed to elaborate form for ability style allies, that Kirby has regenerates and rolled Godby as Ghost Kirby absorbing light energy from a target. He recreates his body from having a soul. So Kirby, it's very hard. It could catch the souls of other defeated Kirbys and make them corporal again. Have to be divided 10 Kirbys with those souls will revive from eaten food. Can revive others through revival spell when dead. He can transform the Ghost Kirby to absorb some life energy. Yeah, there was a Ghost Kirby, and I think Kirby Squeak Squad as well. Can revive defeated allies to immediately unconscious and heal a bit as well. For space fight, yeah. Kirby can survive in space. Kirby can literally survive in space. And if there's a character that really cannot breathe in space, Kirby can just go to space and just, win that way. Can summon Dynablade Army Gates and summon Meteor to do massive damage to stun its enemies. Can hit the... Yeah. Also, in one of the Kirby games, Kirby literally cracked the planet by touching the ground. That's a normal punch too. A normal punch, Kirby can crack the ground. As Fighter Kirby can crack the ground. Now that's one of them as well. Can time travel. And photo size manipulator is styled as, as well. Manipulation can survive a black hole, which is shown in multiple games as well. Empowering the robot armor with his own power can use it to turn to a ship, being able to outfly and survive a black hole that was rotating the sun with stars and nebula in the background. Spatial manipulation are affected by said interstellar distortions, otherwise only harm the reach by those in space attacks as well. And of course, it's Kirby survived being hit by Magwar's own versions of Kirby's abilities. So Kirby was able to survive his own attacks from Magwar. A lot of feats came from Magwar in the battle against Void Termina. And as well, Kirby, can survive fire and ice attacks from other Kirbys. Elements which he can harm Pyrava who baths in molten lava. Moistens his throat by drinking lava and fills his stomach by eating lava rocks. Can also harm and freeze King Dedede, Banana D, and Manite, who can adore being stick to snowballs, Kirby Snowball, who claims to be absolute zero cold to do so. Time stop beside that sign. Same ability, can move after mean based Kirby as well. And Manite, King Dedede, Bad Out of Wild D are also pretty powerful. Like, they should not be underestimated as well. In the Kirby universe, they are able to survive many, many beatings by Kirby. Okay, they're able to survive many beatings by Kirby, which, makes them also pretty powerful as well. For battle and assisted of one partner, the power can probably increase if the bottom offensive gets deeper, can eat enough food to go in size and obesity in a small amount of time. And when he take his regular size and same size when he finishes, a perfect manipulation, morality manipulation, can turn his enemies into friends as well. Can use Fred to set others free for Void Terminal Morphodite's mind powers. Use Fred hearts to purify the three main sisters and corrupt Highness. As well, can shoot energy beams, creative projections, and this is so many things Kirby can do. Kirby is a very powerful character. Okay? There was nothing really, I don't think anyone argues against Kirby, but 10 years ago I remember watching multiple videos that Kirby is not this strong character, he's just this weakling. Kirby can only die in a couple hits in the games, okay? Even though that's a game mechanic, but nowadays that video is gonna be laughed at because Kirby really defeats like gods like Void Termina, defeats characters like Mox who survived, parts of Nova blowing up, defeats characters like Vector Elfridge, which was going to collide two planets together using his own powers, defeated Magwar Soul and destroying the Master Crown, saying several times that have infinite power, as well. Likely progressing how the Master Crown claims to say to have the same, and side content souls or Kirby's can do, feed him to the crown as well. For scaling to the Master Crown becomes stronger, able to negate the ability or some copy abilities for base powers as well. And of course, it's able to beat so many foes like Meta Knight, Nightmare, Dark Mind, Dark Nebula, Zambaha, and Void Termina. And some of these foes of absolute ease as well. And survived, an unharmed part of the biggest Nova explosion of Galactic Nova while inside Nova as well. While further away from the blast, Kirby was in his starship most of the time, as feats both of his body exposed as well. That's, and of course was able to fight against Void Terminal and Magwar Soul, whereas both characters are around low multiversal level, as Kirby was able to be both, whereas both characters are able to destroy multiple universes as well, as Void Terminal really threatened entire universes, and Magwar destroyed entire pocket dimensions, before he died. So these are two characters that are literal gods or have godlike powers, okay, as well. And basically, these are two characters that are basically gods, okay? That, for example, Void Termina, okay, which is basically a god. Kirby was able to be Void Termina, okay? Kirby was able to beat a being that was basically a god. Also, he was able to beat Morphle Knight, which also can really control people. Like, Morphle Knight literally can take over minds and control people. Okay, Kirby was able to beat Morphle Knight. Kirby was able to beat Elphys, Mox. All of these characters that are very, very powerful. Zero and Zero Two and Dark Matter, which are basically the evil version, which are basically like evil, evil forces of nature, was able to defeat Dark Matter, which is basically like, an evil force of nature. Same thing with Dark Void, which is not Dark Void, Void Toner, which was a god, basically. It's just Kirby is just so powerful, okay? Majin Buu stands no chance against Kirby, okay? Stands zero chance, okay? Even back in the day, Kirby was able to beat characters like Magawar, which was able to create entire pocket dimensions, using the Master Crown, and Kirby was able to basically destroy these pocket dimensions once he defeated Magawar and the Master Crown as well. Also defeated Randia, a remarkable boss who fought Kirby at the time after the defeat of Dracula, who also was pretty powerful as well. Yeah. And it just seems in every Kirby game, Kirby was able to destroy the War Style Cutter, with ease, with the help of Randia, obviously, but Kirby was able to destroy the War Style Cutter. Also defeated Magawar and Magawar EX, which Magawar EX is even stronger than Magawar. Okay, here's the feed cards, parts of other dimensions that start collapsing, covering 15 or 16 universes. Okay, so let's look at Goku. Okay, Goku's was able to take the entire universe, which that is a multiversal feat. Okay, but that's even higher than Zeno, because his defeat caused dimensions, 15 to 16 universes, to basically collapse by him being defeated. So Magawar is strong. Like, Zeno does it with no effort, obviously. Zeno is obviously stronger than Magawar and Kirby, but Kirby was able to, cause, parts of another dimension to start collapsing. Okay, and another dimension is basically another universe, as well. But Magawar was defeated by Kirby. Okay, he was defeated by Kirby, and even back in the day, this is the same character. This is the same character that, people argue that Majin Buu will still win. Majin Buu still wins against Kirby. I think now in 2024, we realize that Kirby wins. Okay, I know in 2014, Kirby's Star Allies didn't come out. Okay, but I think even back then, Kirby would still defeat Boo. Okay, Kirby defeated Magawar. Kirby defeated Mox, was able to summon black holes. Kirby really survived a gigantic risk-granting sip exploding. Kirby survived the battles of Mox as well. And I think Kirby's only gonna get more powerful from here. Like, look at Factor Elphys. He was about to make 2 entire planets collide with each other. Okay, and was titled the Ultimate Life Form too. So this is the characters that Kirby fights are no joke. Like, these characters, Factor Elphys and Factor Forgo, are no joke. All the characters that Kirby fights. Okay, and of course Factor Elphys is a form of Factor Forgo, obviously, but Factor Elphys was seen literally the ultimate life form, which very few fictional characters be called that. Like Saudi Heads, I think it's called that. But these are characters that are very powerful, and like, for example, we can look at Factor Elphys as well. Basically it's transformed into its own self-fire against Miri, evenly fought against Kirby at the final boss and say sorry, because we get to see the belt with Alpha removed from the body. Was they were able to match Kirby as a power in the media class against it from Factor Alphys also tried to get 2 planets to collide with each other using its powers. Okay, actually, we do not know the gender of Factor Alphys too. As well. So yeah, but again, this is a being that was going to crash 2 planets into each other. Okay, as well. Also, like with many Kirby characters is multiversal. Okay, so Fractal Alphys was able to create, you know, watch, would probably be a classic against it. Yeah, Malfa mode was probably be stronger than his copy abilities. But overpowered Kirby inside Crash, overpowered him for a second. Struggled with heal. And of course, created second entity with many platform phantoms able to fight Kirby at the defeat effective Elvis. Possessed and powered, Rian gotta fight evenly with Kirby. Using energy beams and beams, Rian can't do by himself. Either Soul Factor or projection of that can come out of Rian's body to attack with Kirby's energy attacks. When possessed Rian gods defeated Soul Factor aims fight against Kirby themselves, but was quickly cut short by another character using hacks on them as well. Factor Alphys was much more powerful, without needing Alpha. Thanks to that, many souls and native wildlife they consumed, and from the Biofire being mixed together, fought evenly against Kirby in the true final boss. As the defeat being more powerful than Morpho Knight can ignore the ability in some ways. So again, Factor Alphys is pretty strong as well. And a lot of these villains Kirby fights are really like gods or ultimate life forms. Or like Factor Alphys really has godly regeneration. Or Void Terminator, which is a literal god. Or characters that attain godlike powers. But Majin Buu wins against Kirby because we're Dragon Ball fanboys. But yeah, I think especially now in 2024, Majin Buu stands zero chance against Kirby. Also, Majin Buu does scale towards other characters, in the Dragon Ball universe, but even then, I still think Kirby would win against Hio. So who would win a fight? Sonic, it depends on what Sonic you use. Of course, the type of Archie Sonic will win. And also, there's even forms of Mario that are pretty powerful. Like Paper Mario is pretty powerful, because which we might actually go to the extreme battles of Paper Mario, the extreme strength of Paper Mario, because Paper Mario is actually pretty strong. And that's mostly because of Super Paper Mario, okay? That game, okay? But that's what this video here. Goodbye.